So hey guys, what's up? How are you all? I hope so that you all are fine. So today in this video I'm going to explain about the topic string. So let me cover all the important questions. I am not going to explain what is string and etc. I just want to solve all the questions, all the important questions based on strings. The first question which is based on string is count words. So the name suggests of the problem that we just need to count the number of words. So here we have input so that we understand it deeply. So let us suppose that the given input is this. So here we have number of word 2, so the output would be 2. So how will we build the logic that we will count the number of words easily without any kind of error? So how we'll do that? We just need to get the input and we just need to count the number of spaces. So here we have only one space, so the spaces would be 1, and then we just need to add only 1 to this space so that we will have 2 as output. Same in case of this, we have number of spaces 4 and we just need to add 1 and we have the required output as 5. So let me solve this question with this logic that I have explained. So we just need to count the number of spaces now, so we just need to initialize space with 0 so that we add up space when we have space. So 4, so that we iterate to each the character present inside this string. So to char array, and then if we have space, like if we have space, then we just need to add the count of space to 1, and then after that we just need to return. Let me check. Yeah, we just need to return because the return type is int, so it should be int. So let me return the space plus 1. As I have explained you before, that we just need to add 1 to the space number of spaces. So let me just execute this question. Alright, so there is one wrong input, that is empty. So for empty we just need to initialize this, like if we have string dot length as 0 यानी कि null, then we just have to return null यानी कि 0. So execute. So here we go, we just need to submit this question so that we will follow up the. Okay, so this is correct answer. So let me explain this again so that if you don't able to understand, then you are able to. So here in this line there is nothing, but if the string given is nothing, it's null, then the return will return the null value. So this is simple, we just not need to grab this thing. So here we have the main logic used in this line from 13 to 18. So you just need to see that what exactly going on. Let us suppose we have my name like Vivek Dhiman. So let me be DHI, and then so here we have only one space in between. So how will we do know that how many spaces are between Vivek Dhiman? So for this we just need to count the number of spaces with the help of this statement. String dot to char array will iterate to each the character. So where it is finding the string, so if c equal to space, where will be finding the space, here it will increase its count to 1. So here we have one space, so it will increase the count to 1 and the space will become 1 over here. So when the space will become 1, so it will move again to the other word and it will try to find out the space. So there are no spaces. So the output would be like 1 plus 1, that is 2. I think that now you are able to understand that what exactly I am going to explain. Try to explain. So let me move toward the next question. So hey guys, so this is the second question that I'm going to solve today based on string palindrome. So as we already know that what is palindrome, that is seems like this. So let me just jump into the input part so that you understand that what exactly question needs. Question needs that if it is a palindrome number, then it will give me true as output. So first of all, let me explain that what is palindrome. So let us suppose that this is the number or digit or character or string. So it is A B C D C B A. It will read from left to right and right to left or vice versa, same like A B C D C B A pronunciation same as we read it from right to left, A B C D C B A. So this is the palindrome number, so that's why it will giving me a true as output. If it is not, then it will give me false as output. So this is the approach. So how will we do this? So for doing this, let me now build the logic right now over here. So let me take this as input. So as we know that this is a palindrome number, absolutely. So let me take the first index and second index. So its first index starting from 0 and its last index starting from some n minus 1 number, so that we have the large digit access. So how we will do that? We just need to take index starting from 0 and the last index, and we will just need to match both of these. If they matches, it means they follow the palindrome approach. If they don't, it means they will return false. So if they both matches, it means that they follow the palindrome approach, but their other letters which will be left won't we follow the palindrome approach. So we just need to iterate this and decrement this, and we will have to check both these. If they follow the palindrome, then absolutely this is a palindrome number. So let me take the first index and let me take the last index. String dot length, as we have string over here, string dot length minus 1. Now we just need to match. So let me do something different, that we just need to get the first character of the given string, that is starting from I, and if they is not equal to last index, it means it is not a palindrome number, so it would return me a false. Else, if it follows the palindrome approach, then it would iterate by 1 and decrement from the last index, so that we matches all the requirements which will be given via palindrome string. Okay, so we just need to return true, and then we just need to execute this. I will be explaining it again so that you understand it very well. Let me submit. Alright, so as we all know that why we require this, I have already explained. So let me explain this from line 11 to 20. So this will require and want from us that if we have a given string like a, okay, and we have I as a, the ith index is 0. First of all, we need to take it as 0, and we need to take it as last index. The last index is j. So this is j, so this is the last index. So let me take it as L. So they both matches. So if they don't match, then it will move toward this approach inside if and return false. If they matches, it means they both were matches, and it will move toward the next letter or word, and it will move backward the next decrement word. So this word and this word matches, it means it will return me a true. If they don't, then it will return me a false. So this is the approach that how we will do the question. So I think that you understand the approach. So let me move toward the next question. So before moving toward the next question, I would like to mention one thing, that in the previous video there is one error. We just have to take while loop, and inside while loop we just need to paste the code that we have done or did. Okay, so why will we do this approach? Because if j crosses I, it means if j become lesser than I, then it would be a greater problem for us. So that's why it will giving one test case as wrong. So to make it correct, we just need to use this. Okay, so let me erase this. Now let me explain the other question, which is based on all substring. So this would be very easy question, but having some logic. So to find this logic, we just have to first of all understand what is substring. So in this we have to follow the sequence form, and we will always be move in sequence order. Like if we choose A, then A comes first, and then AB, and then ABC. So here only all in this A would be common. So now let me do the same for B. So first of all choose B as individual and then BC. We're not able to take A because A will be used previously. Okay, so now the C comes, and then after C there are no letter, so only C will be printed. So this is the substring, and now let me come into the input part, and then you are able to see that the same question that I have explained you before is written over here. So let us take the example of CO. So C first comes up, and then CO, and then the left one is O. So how are we achieving this kind of question? Let me explain the logic now. So we have ABC. Now we just need a starting letter and the next letter. So for this we just need to use two for loops, and we just need this character which we will be with the first one simultaneously, so that we will giving the input like this or output like this. So how will we do that? For this we just have to use one approach, that is, I have explained you before, that we just need starting character or index which will be starting from 0, and then we just need to go up till its end one character, string 1 dot, so start plus plus. So I hope so that you understand this line. If not, I would like to explain it again. So what this line suggests? This line suggests we have taken A as a starting index, and after that we just have to move according to the logic, which is up till last index. Alright, so this approach, I think so that is good, but we don't need even the last index, but we need the index which is with the start one. So we just need to move the index. So as you can see over here, we have ABC, and now we have the ability to grab this A, and if we want to grab this B, we just have to add 1 to start so that we grab B also. So that I have used this, and then I would like to use the end. At this time I'm not able to go into the last index. I just want to move with this start so that I have not used -1, and then we just have to give the output. According to question, we need to give the output as substring. So str dot substring of start, comma, end. I think that this would be the best solution. So let me execute. Alright, this will saying that there must be some error, seems to have string dot length. Alright, we just have to use the best syntax. Alright, now as you can see over here, our every test case is passed, and let me now explain about the logic again so that you understand that what exactly going on. So at line 7 to 9 there is a logic building process that we had done. At the first for loop we have a start from index 0, and we need the index which is against to the right or toward its right, and that index would be b. So a would be the 0 index, and we need the b also, so that we give ab as output. So first we will print this start and then end, that is b. So for b we just use this start plus 1 and then iterating again and again, so that we uh, have this kind of stuff as output. I think so that this question is not too difficult. The explaining of this question is a little bit harder for me, just because uh, this question needs some kind of loops, iteration, and I know that this would be very difficult for you to understand that string dot length -1 and string dot length and use of equal over here. So by practicing you understand what exactly they are doing both together. So I know the thing that you are doing right now is a little bit harder for you if you are a beginner. Then if you do these kind of questions, then you have some good hands on coding. So let me move to the next question. So now let me move toward the next question, which is really very important question, and till now the topics which we have covered will be used in this question very briefly or very reliable manner. So how will we do these kind of question? Let me first of all see the input and output of this question. So as you can see over here, as the question suggests, we just have to reverse the string. So ninja will come at the front and coding ninja respectively, and 2 at the in the end. Okay, so how we will do this kind of questions? As you can see over here, try to understand the input or output yourself. This is not a very big logic, this is just a simple, we just have to move the front one to the backward and backward to the front one. So I will do that. For doing this kind of question we need to build some logic. So the logic is, we will first of all need the last index. Let me take this as example, and the last index is s, and its value like is, as in case we have input as a string, so this whole is str string input. So the input dot length -1 is the value of s, that is this. So we will have the last index, and now we need the index which is having this value, input dot length. This is not the last index, this is the last index plus increment 1, that is, suppose we have this as 24 and input dot length as 25. So we will need this thing right now. Why will need this? I will be explaining it furthermore. Like let us suppose we have Vivek is only these two letters given, two words having one space in between. We just need to know its last index and its increment 1. Why? Because when we know the last one and its increment, that is, let us suppose this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So its input dot length minus 1 is 7, but its input dot length is 8. So this is the logic. We just need to move to the backward till we get this space. When we get this space, like when we move backward, like here we have 6 and here we have 5. At fifth position we have space. So we will have to stop our cursor here and we will keep this as output and move all these things to the front of this. Yani ki we will move is to in place of Vivek. Okay, so how we will do that? We will do that by building the logic via code. So the thing that I am trying to explain, I think so that you are able to understand or not, then you are able to understand after watching the code part. First of all, I would like to take the input dot length that I have explained as my end, and input of I, input dot length -1, and then I would like to take the string like this, string output, that is the unknown for me right now. It's an empty string, and then I would like to take a while loop so that I will like to have all positive values, so I always be greater than 0. Okay, so if input dot caret I equal to space, when we get the space, then we will having the output which we have to return. So output equal to output plus, we will store that output in place of this. I would like to explain it. We will place that output in place of empty string, and this empty string will be returned furthermore in this question, and let me explain. So output plus, and then we have input dot substring, because we need the side values I plus 1 or and then we need some space in between, so that we will using this. So output plus input dot substring plus I plus 1 comma and will give me the exact value that we want at the end of this line. Which line? This line. So output will give me this, and this will move to the front of my welcome, in place of welcome. So now what I would like to do, I would like to have update my I value as end. So my end will become now I if we found space. If not, then we will decrement by I minus till then we get the space. We will having our I updated as end. Okay, so this is all. Now we would like to update our output plus is equal to input dot substring and then I plus 1, the same thing that I have done before, and then return output. I would like to mention that I have already explained you that the thing that I am explaining right now is out of control, because if we want to solve this kind of question, then this will need some logic building. The logic building comes when we use our brain rigorously or in practice manner. Like if you have consistency, then you know that what you are doing right now. So that's why I also know that what I am doing, but explanation is something difficult task. So that's why there is some logic building that I am lagging behind. But the thing that I'm trying to explain, I think so that you are understanding if you have any knowledge in Java. So after returning the input, let me check. The string will be as an input, the string will be as input. Okay, so let me execute this. Here we go. So the output would be seems like right, and let me test it for all the branches. So that's all. I think that this question meets the requirement that every programmer needs, and this program needs some time to understand. I know that this is a very important, so I would like to bookmark this problem. I will solve it in my another video with very better explanation. So till then, let me move toward the next question, which is very important questions in case of strings.